Welcome to Hopeless Here podcast, the working lead. Today we have Montea. Is that correct?
Yes,
How are you doing, Montea?
I'm doing okay.
Doing okay? Okay. We want to make sure that you're comfortable. Okay. So, Montea, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I was in the Air Force.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I joined in 2006 during Operation Iraqi Freedom
Mm-hmm.
as part of the surge, which is where they sent troops into Baghdad.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the main focus at that time was Al Qaeda.
Oh, okay.
So while I was in, I was Special Operations Security Forces,
Uh-huh.
and I loved my job.
Well, awesome. It's nice when you can find something to do that you enjoy.
Yeah,
It makes life a lot easier.
it does.
Yeah. So tell us about your family, where you're from. Um,
I'm actually from Maryland,
Maryland.
but I live in New Mexico,
Mm-hmm.
and I am married, and I have three kids. My oldest son just graduated. My
Awesome.
middle daughter is a senior this year, and
Mm-hmm.
my youngest daughter starts sixth grade. So
Well, you have your hands full then, don't you?
I do.
Yeah. That's actually a good thing, I think. So keep busy and stuff. And
Oh, they homeschool, so we're
oh, okay,
busy.
you're real busy then.
Yes.
I see. Can you give us an idea of what you did in the military?
Um, so security forces covers a lot of different areas.
Uh huh.
We work in K9.
Mm-hmm.
We do police work stateside, as far as base police.
Mm-hmm.
We do base security. Back when I was stationed at Robbins Air Force Base in Georgia, I actually did presidential security for
Oh,
Bush when he came through. So
very cool.
we were in charge of making sure everything was safe at
Mm-hmm.
home.
Mm-hmm.
And then during deployments, a lot of times we were up front doing convoys and things like that, clearing buildings. Very tactical,
Hmm.
very
Very
tactical.
interesting. So, did you enjoy those parts of it? The variety, the diversity of different places that you went to?
For a while.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then kind of grew homesick a little bit,
a
or
little bit.
yeah.
Yeah. One thing about being security forces is some of the things you do really take a toll not only on you physically and wear your body out, but it takes a lot out of you mentally.
Mentally, yeah.
There's things you have to participate in and things that you witness, especially in time of war. They really stick with you, and it lasts a lifetime.
Yes, I can relate to that. I was in the military, well, the Navy specifically, for 8 years, and after I got out of the Navy, I um, joined up with the Emerald Fire Department for 10 years, and so there's something different every day, but
Mm-hmm.
there was some things that you wouldn't expect.
Yeah,
I mean, so which made it interesting, but they stick with you too. So
yeah.
I can relate to that. So what initially led you to join the military?
So both of my grandfathers were in the military.
Mm-hmm.
Um, one of my grandfathers served in the army,
Mm-hmm.
and my other grandfather served in the Marine Corps.
Oh, we'll forgive both of them. No,
Yes, yes, they tried very hard. They tried very hard, but
what can
only
you
some
say?
can make it.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, and so growing up,
Mm-hmm.
I was with my father's side, my grandparents on that side a
Mm-hmm.
lot.
Mm-hmm.
And my grandfather, he worked in the American Legion.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember being at the Legion as a girl and watching all these people and just thinking that they were these superheroes in their
Yeah.
uniforms, and just knowing that we slept at night because they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like it was honorable. I feel like if you can
Mm-hmm.
give to your country, you should.
I agree with you 100% on that. Unfortunately, there's some people who can't,
Right.
or are not accepted, and that's fine. But
But their
there's
support for military and veterans is just as important.
yes, it's like I graduated last year with Stanley here, and so I come back to I volunteer here, so
Yeah.
but it's kind of like my home away from home.
Right.
So but it's given back too. It means a lot to me because Hopeless here actually will change my life.
Yeah.
Um, so, what was life like after the military?
Life after the military has been hard.
Hmm.
Um,
Do you care to expand on that? Only if you feel comfortable. I mean,
so um, I deal with PTSD and I deal with repercussions from MST, which is not talked about very often.
exactly.
Um, it's progressively gotten worse over the years.
Hmm.
Constant therapy, um, requiring medications just to get through the day every day,
Yep,
and spending more days having a bad day than a good day.
I understand.
And sometimes just getting out of the bed and getting outside for a couple minutes is
Sometimes
hard.
that alone could be a win.
Yeah.
Um, I've been there and know exactly what you're saying. Um, I deal with PTSD, depression, anxiety, what have
Yeah.
you. Um, I'm a big supporter of veteran suicide.
Yes.
Support preventing it,
22
of
too
course.
many.
Can you explain what a good day looks like for you?
um Currently for me right now, a good day is taking a shower,
Mm-hmm.
putting clean clothes on, and stepping outside for a few minutes to get some sunlight.
Mm-hmm.
That is a successful day for me. um I also consider a successful day as a day that I can go to an appointment without having a panic attack. That's what I consider a good day. Um,
On the opposite, would you share what a bad day is like?
Bad days are pretty much constant.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it affects my social relationships and my personal relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's very lonely, and I have a lot of depression and a lot of anxiety, and my anxiety likes to show itself through panic attacks.
Mm-hmm.
I also have insomnia and I struggle with nightmares and night terrors. So a lot of times I'm not sleeping well. Um, and so it's like we talked about earlier, sometimes just getting out of bed
That could
is
be
a
a win for the day.
challenge. It can be a win. And then, you know, it also comes with a lot of self blame,
Mm-hmm.
just through a lot of the feelings and things that you get through the symptoms of PTSD. Um, and so, it's hard to keep yourself motivated when you're constantly beating yourself up
Mm-hmm.
and feeling like everything you're trying to do isn't good enough because you're not you're not able to do things the way that quote unquote normal
Mm-hmm.
people can do.
I understand. Um, well, I would consider you being here today to be a big win.
I also
Okay.
agree.
So, and we're happy to have you here. A year ago, I wouldn't even have done this. I wouldn't. It would be like when I first showed up, I stand in a corner just
Hmm.
so nobody,
That's what I want to do.
but like I said, these people changed my life. One of my biggest challenges was trust.
Yeah.
Um, and I didn't really realize how bad my anxiety was until we were at Academy one day, and Brooke looks at me. Well, Stanley was up on my lap here, looking me in the face like, "What's your problem?" And then Brooke looks at me and she goes, "Breathe, James." But that was my normal,
Yeah.
and so you get so used to that
Yeah.
that I did not recognize it until that. And at that moment, everything came together for me for this program, and it was like being hit by a brick.
Oh
Boom! It
yeah.
it just clicked.
Yeah. and
Um,
and I deal with a lot of that too. I recognize the panic attacks because
hmm.
it's a very upfront,
Okay. Yeah.
big emotion, big feeling
Hmm.
that's happening. But there are things that I do. I do my leg up and down a lot. I fidget with my fingers,
Hmm.
always looking for an exit. And a lot of times I don't even realize I'm doing that either until someone points it out
Points
to
it out.
me.
It's funny how that works, isn't it?
Yeah.
Um, And you were talking about night terrors. I used to have night terrors as well, until I was put on some medication, and those have completely stopped. And because I would actually hurt myself,
Yeah.
um, I I landed on my head one day out of bed, like
I choked my husband one time.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's pretty scary.
It is scary. And they've put me on a medication for that now, so
Yeah.
it's not as often.
Okay.
The nightmares happen
Yeah.
often, but
Yeah.
it has cut back the amount of night terrors I have, which my husband is very appreciative for.
Well, it sounds like he would be. So,
He's a trooper.
well, good, good. At what time did you realize that you needed to reach out for some help?
Um, I mean, it was very evident when I got out of the military that
Mm-hmm.
there was some psychological issues.
Mm-hmm.
I I took years before I would address it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I have taken 20 years to get the VA involved because you hear the previous veterans tell you all the
Yep.
nightmare stories,
Yep.
and so I lived my life believing that these were secrets I had to carry by myself. These were things I had to carry alone for
Mm-hmm.
the rest of my life. And when I got to the point where I could no longer take care of myself, um, unable to work. Okay, yeah. So I waited 20 years to get the VA involved.
Mm-hmm.
I had been seeing therapists and psychiatrists off and on
Mm-hmm.
for that 20 years, but it took me hitting my lowest point,
Mm-hmm.
where I was ready to self harm
Yeah.
because PTSD and MST take something from you. Um, and one of the things it takes from you is your self worth.
Well, I want you to know that you're not alone. Okay. Um, and this organization, Hopeless here, if you need anything, that you can reach out to us, and we'll take care of it for you. Um, we put up veterans fences that blew down. We've repaired cars. We've whatever they need,
Yeah.
free of cost. I mean, but it's important to once you go through the program, it's really not over with. I
Right.
mean, you have to continue to train your dog.
Yep.
It's not like
Commitment.
it's a commitment. Yeah, it's a lifetime commitment, but it's well worth it. Okay, I just want you to know that you're not alone. Okay, so
Thank you.
yeah, and I mean that. If it wasn't for these guys here, I mean, I was two different people altogether. So
Yeah.
yeah, um, and it was until I hit bottom. I can remember it was get on my age, but I got out in '88. Okay,
I was
and
born that year. What month did you get out?
it was November.
Oh, I was born in March.
Oh, okay. Carla's always hitting us on our ages, so but no, um, I didn't know that I had VA benefits for 17 years after that.
Yeah.
Because back then it was like, "Hi, you're in the Navy today. Bye, you're gone tomorrow." And I mean, there was
Right.
no exit. I mean,
Well,
and
and mental health is a huge thing too, because for a long time, veterans and others have been advocating for PTSD, and even longer than that,
hmm
MST. Women have been carrying these secrets
yeah,
without ever telling anybody about it because of fear of sometimes it would be a superior.
hmm
You know, I know in my situation, I worked in a male dominant career field.
hmm
And so constant sexual harassment was a problem amongst other traumatic events that
yeah,
happen. Um, but, people advocating for that, it used to not be a thing because mental health wasn't taken seriously.
exactly. But I agree 100% with you, but I think probably in the last 10 years it has improved some, but it
Yes.
has long ways to go still.
Right.
Um,
At
and
least they're acknowledging it now and they're recognizing, okay, this is a real thing.
exactly.
You're actually going through something
Mm-hmm.
and we can help you.
Yeah, and that's a big thing. Once they're willing to help you, um, and one of the tough parts is having the veteran trust enough to receive that help. Um, there's some people like myself who didn't know they had benefits
Mm-hmm.
until 17 years later. There's some people that think that they're going to have a stigma or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. There's all different kinds of reasons that they're apprehensive.
Well,
Uh,
even right now, we were talking this morning, and I'm having a trust issue with my therapist. Like
mhm,
for me, I don't think, and this is a me issue
mhm,
because of my trust issues. I
mhm,
I think she doesn't like me. She's not taking me seriously. Um, I don't want to tell her my secrets
mhm,
because once I tell her my secrets, she knows them.
yeah.
And what if she tells someone else? What if it
Well,
gets passed along to another person because she leaves, and then now I've got to start all over with someone else. And so, it's difficult when you're really trying to get help for yourself, but the
mhm,
people that are there to help you, you're afraid of actually letting them help you.
mhm. I understand. Do you see somebody here at this VA?
I do.
Oh, okay.
I do.
I do. I do some groups there and everything. I started there about 2 years ago, and I never left. But
Yeah.
I need that connection. It kind of keeps me grounded, and
And
so.
see, for me, connection with other people is really hard.
Hmm.
Um, Socializing in general is not something I do. I socialize here
Hmm.
a little bit because I've been here
Yeah,
a few times. And so I've gotten to meet everybody, and
yeah,
everybody's been really nice and open, and, um, have made me feel really comfortable here. But outside of that,
it,
it's difficult.
yeah. It's. I understand completely what you mean. Um, I see this place. This is one of my safe places, and I like to refer to it like that because of not only the space but also the people who work here,
Yeah.
and so amazing group of people. So
Yes, they are.
yeah, it's
I see that already, and I
yeah,
haven't even started the program yet.
the little towers. Or
I was actually in New York when that happened.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Um, uh, I don't know what I would do. I mean, how I would feel actually being there. You know,
um, Definitely, definitely scary for a child.
yeah.
Um,
I had just um, quit the fire department and moved to Denver when that happened. And
yeah,
so it was very surreal. Um,
I was in school, and I remember that they called all of us to the cafeteria,
uh-huh.
everybody from every grade. It was so crowded. And then they wouldn't tell us what was going on.
Hmm.
And they told us if we had a cell phone, call our parents to come get us. Otherwise, get on your bus. And whatever, we were being evacuated. So immediately panic ensued
Oh,
in
I
the
can
school,
imagine. Um,
and kids are calling their parents to come get them. Meanwhile, the parents knew what was going on. And so as we were getting loaded up into buses and stuff, the sky was just, it was black,
oh, I
and
can
there
imagine.
was just something in the air that
There's,
just, it made your lungs feel like they wanted to explode almost.
mm-hmm.
um and just hearing people's screams and things like that, and being stuck in traffic on a school bus trying to get
Oh,
home.
oh, I can imagine.
And so I don't know that I'll ever live through something like that again.
Well, let's hope not. Okay. I mean,
I also hope not. That was
you know,
that was definitely good enough for me.
that was
That
that's
was a lot.
that's pretty close being there and there,
Yeah.
seeing that. So, so how did you learn about Hope Lives Here?
So I had actually been trying to participate in service dog programs probably over the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
The problem has been with that is that there's so many veterans that are looking for service dogs, and the programs are so limited, especially for those bigger programs, which
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to mention any names or anything like that, but a lot of the bigger programs, the capacity is too much, and veterans are waiting years to even get an answer. And to be honest, sometimes years is too late.
Too late.
Sometimes
Exactly.
months are too late. Days could be too
Right.
late. And
Exactly.
so, being denied certain programs, and then, other programs waiting and waiting for years for a response and never hearing anything. And so I decided, okay, well, if I can't get a service dog, then I just want to get a dog that I can get to try and train myself to help me. Um, we did have a family dog of 14 years, and so he passed away this year.
Sorry to hear that.
And it was very, very, very hard.
Yes.
But the good news being about that is we buried him in our yard.
Okay.
And I have what everyone likes to call a black thumb. So I killed a cactus. I killed a succulent. Two of the plants that, you really shouldn't be able to kill, especially a cactus. But I decided I'm going to plant sunflowers over him just to see what happens.
Okay.
And I have a little sunflower garden popping up, and
they're
about
awesome.
8 inches tall right now.
Very cool.
And so what was making me apprehensive for a while was I felt like I was letting him down in a way, because I was moving on. And, when I started seeing my garden pop up, I felt like that was kind of him letting me know he's okay. Good. And it's okay to move forward. Yes, and so I started doing some research, and I didn't want to look anywhere near where I live. And so I started researching dog rescues in Amarillo, and or service dog programs in Amarillo. And I was doing all the research, and then Hope Lives Here popped up, and I said, well, that's different, because that's not usually, your same generic giant organization service dog programs. I was like, what is that? And so I clicked it, and I started reading, and I read about Brooke and Carl and all of that. And I figured, well, what's it going to hurt just to reach out? What's the worst they're going to do is say no. And then we're just right back in the same boat we're in now, looking for a dog. And it wasn't long after that I heard back and was invited to the meet and greet. And after meeting Brooke and seeing you and Stanley at the meet and greet, and watching Carl's very entertaining personality.
Yes. He's from Georgia, so we'll excuse him.
Hey, I was stationed in Georgia, and my oldest two were born there, so I can't be too hard on Georgia.
Okay. Just Carl. We'll be hard
just
on Carl.
Okay. Okay. But after the meet and greet, I knew, this is I think where I'm supposed to be.
Funny how things just kind of fall in place sometimes.
I think God orchestrates divine encounters, and I think that God knew exactly what the timing was. He knew what was going to happen to my dog. He knew what we were going to go through, but he also knew we were going to find you guys, and that it was going to be okay. We would be in good hands. So that's been a really hard process to get through, is especially because, there's just, you're working into this program. There's things, that you need to do before you join the program. You need to do a lot of self-reflection and make sure this is something that you're willing to commit yourself to.
It's a commitment.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And if you're not willing to commit, then maybe it's not time for a service dog yet. But after I did the meet and greet, and I decided, my husband and I talked. He came to the meet and greet with me. Okay. And we talked about it, and I said, I just feel really good about them. And another big thing was that, the belief in God was a big thing for me also, because a lot of these giant corporate organizations, the faith isn't behind it. Yes. But all things through Christ who strengthens, right? And so you depend on God, you rely on God to make these things happen, and to meet other believers that believe in the same mission you do,
Mm-hmm.
which is, helping veterans that go through, because I also have chronic pain too, and it
Yeah.
just adds to it. And so, having that heart to reach out and help others and serve those people and save the dogs at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, that
Yep.
was that was the most beautiful part of the whole thing that I heard,
Yeah.
was, saving two at a time, because,
Yep.
just
Well,
being handed a dog.
I got real fortunate with Stanley.
Yeah,
Um,
you did.
I got actually from the pound.
Yeah.
He was there for 2.5 months. Nobody claimed him,
Oh,
and so, but we connected right away, and
he's a professional now.
he's a professional. Yeah.
Professional
I need a lot
napper
of
right
that. I
now.
need a lot of professional help sometimes.
Me too, me too. But I think, if you can save a dog,
Oh,
save a dog.
save a dog, most
No, you
definitely.
don't need a breeded dog. You
Yeah.
don't need any of that.
No, it's I did not know anything about Hopeless here prior to coming here, and joining the program myself. But one thing that really made an impact on me is they train the veteran and the dog together.
Yes,
Okay,
that also was a big thing for me.
I think that's very important
Yes,
because not only do you initially have that bond, but through the program that gets reinforced even that much more. It's a totally different program than somebody training a dog for you and say, here's your dog,
yeah,
you know.
you're right. And
And
it
so,
creates that trust, I think,
hmm
that the veteran is missing,
oh, definitely, yes.
because your dog doesn't care if you smell,
No,
doesn't care if you brushed your teeth,
yeah,
doesn't care what your clothes look like.
mm-hmm,
It's just, I'm here to be with you,
you,
and I'm here to help you. And
yep,
that right there, all they want is your love and your attention in return,
mm-hmm.
and for you to take care of them. And they don't want anything from you. There's no hidden agenda. There's none of that.
Well, there's been a few times that I've left Stanley at home, and I get like a half block away. I gotta go get Stanley.
Yeah. You
You know,
start to miss each other. Yeah.
oh, and he's literally gone everywhere with me. Um, and those times I do leave him as like if I'm just running to Toot and Totem or something,
Right.
but no, I feel that I was actually got I was real fortunate to get both Stanley and Annie.
Oh,
Um,
Annie's a doll.
yeah, she's a handful.
She
No,
got extra
she's
love to share.
she has a lot of love to share,
Yes,
and
she does.
so I think I lucked out twice. And so
Yes, you did.
when you found out about the program and applied for it, did you have any preconceived ideas of what it was going to be like, or um, did you have any expectations?
Um, I think I kind of jumped the gun, and in my mind had created that this process will be just like every other process with service dog programs. That and it did make me a little bit nervous.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, a lot of questions were answered at the meet and greet.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but one of my biggest things was, are they just going to hand me a dog and be like, okay, here's 2 weeks of me teaching you commands to give to your dog,
Yeah.
and then send you on your way? And that did make me a little nervous.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a relief when I found out that they train the veteran and the dog together,
Oh yes.
because, and that they work with you every week. They
Mm-hmm.
check in with you
Yep.
and make sure everything's going good, and they help you, bring up the things that aren't working so good, and praise when they're doing well.
Yes, I think it's important. There, during the training, it's all positive based,
Yes.
and even with the equipment and everything like
Right.
that. So,
Yep.
um, well, cool. Do you have any desires, or are you looking for anything in particular with a particular dog?
I'm not looking for a particular dog. I I like to make the running joke that I'm an equal opportunity dog lover.
Okay.
Um, I'm a sucker for big
Big
dogs.
dogs.
Big dogs. I've always liked fluffy dogs, but I've never had one.
Okay.
So, and it's just kind of one of those things. And that's why, like a Great Dane
Mm-hmm.
is majestical to me, or like a Chow or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. They're
Yeah.
beautiful. But when I connect with a dog, I connect with that dog. And
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't matter what breed they are or what they look like
Oh, exactly.
or anything like that. It's about the personality of the dog.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I'm not looking for anything specific. I don't move too fast.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe a super hyper dog would not be.
Well,
And with my anxiety, I don't know that.
I don't think that seeing the dogs that come through here, um, pretty, I don't think you'll find any that are super hyper. So,
I haven't seen, I've been to some individual training sessions and
mm-hmm.
I've observed those, and I've observed group session,
Mm-hmm.
and all the dogs have been amazing.
Uh,
So I was a little relieved after watching the training sessions to know
yeah.
that, no dog is going to be like
Yeah.
going crazy
Well,
because I already have anxiety.
yeah.
So escalating the energy more creates like a
Mm-hmm.
very overwhelming situation.
And those part of the training is addressing that, and becoming comfortable with your dog and
Right.
building that trust and what have you. Um,
I
it's
remember I watched a video of another veteran that went through this program,
mm-hmm.
and it stuck with me because this is what I mean by equal opportunity dog lovers. Brooke was doing dog selection with someone,
Uh-huh.
and when she was explaining the process, she said, it's pretty much like falling in love.
Yes.
And that right there, that was good for me
Yeah.
because, the focus is on you and the dog
Mm-hmm.
coming together and saying, okay, this is going to be my person, this is going to be my dog, and we're going to be a team.
Exactly. Um, I would almost say it's the dog choosing the person.
Yes,
Um,
I've heard that
it's
too,
yeah.
that you don't have much of a say so. The dog will let you know.
The dog will let you know. Yes. Um, but I think that's important.
And it was also good to know, that there is no pressure if you don't pair with a dog right away, and that's okay.
Oh yeah.
um Me personally, I am so very excited
Yeah.
to get my dog and to start the program.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably driving Brooke crazy.
Oh no,
um
no.
but at the same time, whenever dog selection happens for me, if I don't pair with a dog, I do not want to put pressure on myself having to pick one just because they're there. And, I would rather go through a separate dog selection again to
Exactly.
make sure that I had the right dog to be a partner for me.
And I think that's very important
Yeah,
because um, the success comes from the two of you.
right.
I think um, they say that they train the veteran, not the dog. But I
Yeah.
mean, but it's a team effort.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and I think of it a lot like a relationship too.
oh yeah,
If you're out there looking for somebody, you're probably not going to have your best bet getting
no.
someone that is way opposite of what you're looking for.
So you're about to go through dog selection.
Yes,
What are you most excited about?
I'm excited to move forward.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm excited to um, begin this partnership
Mm-hmm.
with this dog, and I'm ready to hopefully gain some of myself back through the
I
process.
think you will. You'll be surprised. Um, it's a process.
Yeah,
I found it to be a process, but a very rewarding process for me.
yeah,
Um, I have liked. I like where I am now compared to where I used to be.
yeah, and that's where I'm hoping to be is to be able to look back and say it got a little better.
Oh yeah, I
You
think it's
know,
gonna be a lot better for you.
I see a lot of people, and they walk through the store with their dogs,
Hmm.
and I'm like, well, that's cute,
Yeah,
but your dog's not actually serving you a purpose,
yeah,
which is fine. Like, you want to take your dog to the store, that's not my business. I'll pet your dog.
yeah.
That's not a big concern, but the work that the service dog does creates such a big impact.
Oh,
And
definitely.
and I see that with other veterans and their dogs.
Hmm.
And so it leaves me very hopeful.
Well, good. Do you have any concerns about the dog selection?
Like I said, the only concern I think I have is that a dog won't choose me the first go
Yeah,
around.
I
Um,
I just have this feeling it's going to go well. So
I hope so.
yeah, just
Brooke said she's been doing some stuff, so
yeah. We went to look at some dogs the other day, and so and she's been looking like this last weekend and stuff.
yeah,
She went to some places, and so hopefully when that does happen, you'll have um, a good variety to choose from. So
yeah. It feels like it's been like an eternity because I'm so excited. Um, and that's also good though,
hmm,
because for me, it's hard for me to get excited about things
hmm,
because of the PTSD and the MST. So finding things that make me look forward to the future,
hmm,
and you know make me want to do better
hmm.
for myself.
Good.
And not that I don't want to do better for myself, but a dog a dog has a way of bringing you out even when you're not wanting to. You don't want
Stanley,
to go outside. The dog's got to go out.
yeah,
You have to go
yeah.
outside.
Stanley has really helped me too. I feel better about myself.
Yeah.
I feel more accomplished. I feel more positive, and so he's helped me in all those areas.
Yeah.
And I hope you find the same thing.
Me too.
So
Me too.
okay. And I was really excited too in the training and everything like that. But then there were times that he would, he would put me in tears almost.
Yeah.
You know, because sometimes they're just like, nope, not today. I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. They
You know,
do have their own mind.
yeah. So, and you get to know about that, and work with that, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And sometimes they need motivating. Um, um,
But I think helping them get motivated is also good for the veteran,
oh,
because
it gives you some purpose.
yeah, it
Yeah,
really does. and
yeah.
and I have kids and I
Uh-huh.
homeschool my kids,
Mm-hmm.
and that gives me purpose. But my purpose for that is for them to grow and for them to become successful,
Mm-hmm.
loving adult human beings
Mm-hmm.
that bring love and joy into the world rather than wreckage.
Yes.
But, you know, having purpose for something for me
Mm-hmm.
and no one else,
It's
you know,
rewarding and it
it
makes you
is.
feel better.
I have a lot of issues taking care of myself over other people.
Mm-hmm.
And, putting myself on the back burner is something that I do very often.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is something that I have declared I am doing this for myself.
There you go. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. And
So,
and so when Brooke was like, nobody else messes with a dog but you,
yeah,
unless for whatever reason you have a situation where you can't take your dog, you're in the
yeah,
hospital, whatever,
yeah,
and then somebody watches your dog, but they're there to feed the dog, give the dog water, take him to the bathroom, and make him happy, and that's
yes,
it.
yeah.
And so, you know, that that's really cool, because not only is your purpose, like them being your purpose,
Mm-hmm.
but you're their purpose too.
Exactly. It goes both ways, two
Yeah.
way street. Um, and and that bond really helps it too.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's
I feel like that's a crucial
oh,
step, and Brooke reiterates it,
mm-hmm.
over and over again, that the first couple weeks, you know,
Well,
that's when you bond hard with your dog.
have
You
you heard of the 3-3-3
Yep.
rule? Oh, okay,
Yep.
okay.
The
So
333, yeah.
yep. So um, I learned that with Stanley. Um, First night that he came home, he was really nervous. Uh,
Yeah.
but then he got over the nervousness. But it was a few months before the real Stanley did come out.
Yeah.
And so,
Well, and that's like people too.
yeah.
You meet people
Hmm.
at first and you have an acquaintance relationship. And
Yeah.
then if you're hanging out with these people that get along with you every single day, then
Hmm.
eventually you have that bond with
Bond.
them.
Yeah.
And so, I can see that's what you and
That
Stanley have
bond
done.
and that trust, you know?
Yeah.
Some,
It's something like nothing else I've ever seen before.
and it's, I call it magic because I can't really describe it.
Yeah.
Um,
And I can see that,
mhm.
and it's magical.
Yep.
You're right.
It's a good thing. What are some things that you hope will be different in a year from now?
um, I think the biggest thing is being able to leave my house by myself.
Okay.
That's something that I struggle with. Um, my husband or my kids have to go with me
Mm-hmm.
all the time, and it really it makes me feel bad.
Uh-huh.
Um, I don't like feeling like a burden. I don't like not being able to be who I know I can be.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I used to be confident. I used to walk straight up and I used to keep my head high.
Mm-hmm.
And I find myself not doing any of those things anymore. And where I used to have courage is now fear.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I just want to go do things that I used to like doing. I would love to go back to church
Mm-hmm.
and be able to be around everyone. I would, I'd love to be able to go to the store and not have to take someone with me because
Mm-hmm.
I love my kids, but let's be honest,
Yeah.
everybody needs a break to go to the store every once in a while.
Exactly.
But I
Exactly.
don't I don't have that.
Yeah.
And so regaining some of that for me is important.
Mm-hmm.
Um because there are a lot of days that I go through and I'm like, what's the point of me even being here? Because I can't work. I some days I can't get out of bed. Some days I just feel like a whole failure.
Mm-hmm.
And so being able to have some of those freedoms back,
Mm-hmm.
um,
I think those are all good goals to
yeah,
work towards.
it'd be life
Um,
changing.
but exactly. I had mentioned that this place changed my life for me
Yeah,
through not only the training, but them being
camaraderie.
camaraderie, being who they are, and everything. That the reason I volunteer now is just because I feel better giving back. Um, that makes me feel better than
Right.
receiving.
Yes,
You know,
it's your love
what
language.
they already gave me something that was my life back.
Mhm.
So I'm very grateful.
I
Seriously.
feel like I'm getting in that same boat with you.
Yeah.
The more this process starts to take place and the more that things get involved,
Hmm.
you know, I really start to recognize the importance of that.
It is important, and sometimes it's uncomfortable,
Yeah.
but that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, just don't give up.
That's right.
That's the important thing. Um,
That's the mind game to win.
and you're not alone. That's another important thing to remember too. You have people here. You'll be introduced to other vets that well have are different challenges and stuff like that. But there's a lot of things in common.
Yeah.
Even so,
We all wear a lot of the same scars,
Oh yes, it's
and I always try to explain it to my husband because he wasn't in the military, so he doesn't quite understand.
mhm.
And he wants to know. He says, "Well, how can you just talk to a veteran like you've known them?" I said, "Because we're all family."
There's something different about a
Yeah,
veteran.
yeah. Even
And
active duty,
yeah, and it's hard to put your thumb on it.
yeah. It's
It's
it's a family.
it's
It's like
yeah.
a giant dysfunctional family is how
There
how I
you
like to
go.
describe it.
Yeah, that's
um,
pretty accurate too, actually. So,
yeah,
um,
but at the end of the day,
yeah.
we all deal with something
Oh yeah.
in our own way and we all have our own struggle, and I think that's what brings the military and veteran community together
Hmm.
is just that knowing, even though I don't know you, I know that you understand some of the things that I've been through,
Mm-hmm.
and that gives me a sense of comfort. Not that I trust them or I'm
Yeah.
gonna break down a wall to become friends or
Yeah.
anything like that, but it brings a humbleness to
Mm-hmm.
your heart to realize how many people have been affected in these ways.
Mm-hmm. Actually, was thinking when you join the military, they kind of break you
Yeah.
down to nothing, and they
Yes.
build you up
Yes.
to how they want you.
Yep.
Okay, and there's a lot of people who haven't been through that
Yeah.
don't understand that.
Right.
And so when they build you back up, they also build that teamwork, and there's
Mm-hmm.
just they've changed you.
Yeah.
Okay, for good or bad, whatever.
I still roll my socks and fold my underwear.
There's some things you just can't get, let
Right.
go of.
Yeah.
It's what does success look like for you in this program? How do you envision that?
Success for me would it would be finding my purpose again.
Mm-hmm.
Finding myself again so that I can pour into others.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you said, you love to help.
Mm-hmm.
You'd rather give than receive, and I'm the
Yes.
same way. And my Christian beliefs are heavily weighed on that
Yeah.
for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got what they like to call a servant's heart. And so I want to be able to give that to someone else who's in my shoes right now, where
Mm-hmm.
I'm at today.
Mm-hmm.
A year from now, after the program, like, I would like to be able to turn to the veteran who's just coming in
Mm-hmm.
and say, it gets better. It
And
gets better.
and it's okay right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that, this might be rock bottom, but now you're going to go up.
Yeah.
But I feel like I can't provide that if I can't do that for myself.
I think you'll see some changes in that direction, most definitely. Um, I think you will. I think that'll be awesome to see those changes too.
Me too.
Yeah.
And I've been this way for so long. I feel like, I don't know, like I have an identity crisis sometimes
Mm-hmm.
because this isn't who I used to be. But the military changed me. The military, those were some of the best times of my life.
Oh.
And I met some of the greatest people. And my best friend, he lives 2 time zones away. But we still keep in contact.
Mm-hmm.
And he's always trying to tell me, like, just be safe.
Yeah.
Be safe. And that to me has made a huge impact because somebody cares.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of the start of it, but he knew me a little bit before
Mm-hmm. So
I was the way that I am now.
Yeah.
And so he remembers me, being happy and
Mm-hmm.
laughing. And he got in this accident and he was sleeping on my couch because he couldn't take care of himself.
Yeah.
And just the good times that we used to have. I find, like, when I laugh, I'm not necessarily I have maybe happiness for a moment,
Mm-hmm.
but there's no joy behind that.
I see.
And so being able to stand tall,
Mm-hmm.
and remember who I used to be,
Mm-hmm.
and be able to take some of the things that I've been through and be able to heal a little bit from that, and know there's still things to look forward to. There's still things to do. And most importantly, there's people that need you.
Mm-hmm.
And, and your service dog, like you and Stanley,
Mm-hmm.
you guys are a great example to show other veterans, this is achievable.
Yes.
And for you to say, a year ago, you weren't the same as you are today is a testament to how this program works.
Mm-hmm.
And how these dogs go from shelters,
Mm-hmm.
People have abandoned them or whatever, they're emaciated and who knows what, when they get them and they turn around to be these just absolutely amazing
sometimes
animals.
the veterans show up that way too. So
you are 100% right. I think sometimes we show up more broken than the dogs. But
But I
and
know
I
what you're
think
saying.
I
Yeah,
think that helps. I think that helps put them into perspective a little bit too, because
yeah,
they've been rejected also, and
yeah.
they've been through their own things in
Their
their
trauma.
life. Yes. And so they're sharing that with you.
Hmm.
And so you guys are finding like the light at the end of the tunnel
Yeah,
together, as and while you're doing it, you're helping to show other veterans like,
we often go to the VA, the building 44, and so
I was just there.
and so there are a lot of veterans that come up to me and want information.
Yeah.
Um, and sometimes I've asked them, what interests you in this, or how did you, um, you know, why
Yeah.
did you approach us and everything like that? And a lot of times they'll say something to the effect, well, it looks like you guys got a good thing going on there,
Yeah.
and I want some of that, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
I know I take a class on Tuesdays over in building 44.
yeah.
And I've kind of shared with
Hmm.
some of them what I'm going, like what I'm doing,
Hmm.
and a lot of them are just amazed. They want to know about Hope Lives Here,
Hmm.
and they're just in awe, and they ask me a lot of questions, and I have to tell them I don't really know all these answers. I can only tell you what I do know.
Yeah.
Um, and what I do know is that for veterans that need this, it's an amazing program, and it's not going to get any better than this.
Well, Stanley here, he has the Stanley fan club at the VA. No, I'm serious. Um, I go to groups there and what have you, and sometimes, well, this last time that I went, it was over with, and so I come out of the office, and there's three people just waiting there for us to just to say hi to Stanley, okay? And I could be walking in the main building, people go, "Hey Stanley, how you doing?" And I don't know who these people are, okay? They don't, talk to me or
I
anything.
remembered Stanley's name before I remembered your name.
Yeah, there's something about that. But you know what? I feel blessed because of that, because I know that he's comfortable around other people, and he, I get the feeling he wants to help everybody.
Yeah.
So
And I
it's,
think that that type of behavior is kind of what the veteran needs too, because a lot of us aren't going to go out of our way to go conversationalize with someone that we don't know.
oh, exactly.
I 9.8 times out of 10, whether you have trauma or not, you're not really going to go out of your way to meet a stranger and be like,
Yeah.
"Hi, you want to be friends?"
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing. But I have noticed I met Mr. Mann
Okay.
in an elevator at the VA,
Mm-hmm.
and the lady, the veteran that has Mr. Mann, I looked down at the dog's vest and I saw Hope Lives Here tag.
Yeah.
And I said, "Oh," I said, "I'm hoping I'm going to work with them soon." And she had nothing but good things to say, but I would have never talked to the lady in the elevator
Mm-hmm.
if I hadn't seen the dog and I
Exactly.
hadn't seen the tag.
Yeah.
Because when I usually get on those elevators, I get
You're
in the
just like,
corner
yeah.
and grab my Comigo, and I'm just like, "Come on, just go
Yeah.
one floor, we can do this."
Exactly.
Um, but I felt almost comfortable
Mm-hmm.
with her, because it was the dog.
Mm-hmm.
The dog was a legitimate service dog. The dog, and it was a Hope Lives Here dog.
Mm-hmm.
And so to me, I kind of felt like it was a little sign from God, like, you're in the right place,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
but just that wasn't even my service dog. It was hers, but it created a communication that I wouldn't have otherwise had with
Exactly.
someone else.
Exactly.
And so looking to the future, what if I'm that person in an elevator one day and a veteran sees my dog?
I think it's paying it forward.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
absolutely. That's the best way to put it. Yeah.
it's a sense of paying it forward. Um, and I feel very grateful that I'm able to do that at times.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
um, and I think this program has really helped me realize that.
Yeah.
Uh, It has set some priorities for me that are positive,
Yeah.
and so it's one of the things that I'm really grateful for.
Yeah.
As far as your family, is there anything that you think that they would like to see come out of all this?
Oh, I'm pretty sure my family's sick of me.
Oh, don't say that. No.
For the last 2 decades, they have been escorting me around everywhere and driving me everywhere and going to appointments that they have to sit through. And I know, like, there's days like they'd rather put a pencil through their hand than have to go with me, but
Yeah.
they do it because
Mm-hmm.
we're family and we love each other.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that they're also ready for me to get that independence back.
Mm-hmm.
I joke and say they want to be rid of me, but everyone wants to have their own life,
Oh yeah.
and my kids are growing and they want to have their own lives. And so for me and my husband too,
Mm-hmm.
um me being able to do things on my own is huge.
Oh, I can imagine.
But also, it goes back to finding myself again,
Mm-hmm.
and finding that inner joy that's buried somewhere in there. And every day may not be a good day.
Mm-hmm.
And the reality of the situation is that I've been living with these things for so long that I've been told by professionals that the chances of me getting better are slim to none.
Well.
But making improvement is possible.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll never be completely healed. I'll never be able to function like a normal person completely.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but there are things I can do to help improve my living situation, my life overall. And so being able to face the world,
It comes down to the quality of life, I think.
it does. And I
You
think
know.
my family really misses that for me because
Mm-hmm.
my quality of life isn't great.
Yeah.
And today I'm showered, I have clean clothes on, and I'm dressed, but that's because this is this is something I planned for.
Mm-hmm.
Most days you will not see me outside of pajamas or sweats,
Yeah.
and it's having no social interaction, not being able to go places and do things. Like I love to fish,
Mm-hmm.
but my family, none of them want to fish. But I can't go by myself. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So um, just being able to do that,
Mm-hmm.
I think would mean the world to them because that would, I know to my kids, I was talking to my daughter about it and she said, it would just help me know that you're okay.
Yeah. Um, I think also it's a step moving forward,
Yeah.
in the right direction, which I would think, my son that I have, he's seen the difference, and it reassures him.
Yeah.
And so, with my family, with just my son, um, he's commented how much things have changed, and
Yeah.
it has been a relief for him. So,
Yeah. And that's what I'm looking forward to. That's the goal.
if this episode is played back at graduation, what would you hope that you can say that has changed?
I would say you did it. It was hard, but you did it.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Excellent.
doing hard things is hard.
Sometimes it's hard.
So that just you did it. I mean, that's
I also think it comes down to doing the right thing.
yeah,
Sometimes it's not what we really want to do,
right.
but to do the right thing,
Yeah,
and
integrity,
and that includes self care.
right?
And
Yep.
so I think that's a very important aspect of it.
I'm hoping a year from now I'll be standing taller, hold my head up higher, and be more confident when I step into a room. Um, that's what I hope to say in a year.
I hope to see you there too. So
Yeah, me too. Me too. If I ever get a dog.
you will. Okay.
I know. No, going through the process is actually it's been exciting. I've been nervous, I've been excited, I've been scared. I've had all the different emotions about it.
Mm-hmm.
But overall I'm excited. Yeah.
When me and Stanley first went through public access, he did fine. I was just so
It was
nervous.
you.
They were like, "Calm down, James.
Yeah.
Calm down."
I've thought about that also.
And but here's the thing too. that's usually the first big thing that you do is get public access. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's one of the main goals. And so and that made me really nervous. But then afterwards, I was like, that wasn't too bad. Okay,
Yeah.
I did great. You know,
But see,
no.
even when I go to the store, for example, if I take any of my kids,
Uh-huh.
one's 18, one's 17, one's 11. They
Hmm.
could care less about me in the store.
Yeah.
Um, but because of the paranoia and the constant um, feeling that something bad is going to happen, when you're in the military in certain career fields, you are drilled like pay attention to detail or you're going to die kind of
Oh,
situation.
exactly.
Some career fields are very intense like that.
I know exactly what being in the fire department.
Yeah.
You know, it's repetitive, but yet everything's different.
Yeah.
But we used to break things down like, okay, this is the problem, this is the solution, this is our execution.
Yeah.
That's, I mean,
Yes.
we didn't get rid of the emotion.
Right.
Exactly. So,
But when I go to the store with my kids or my husband, I'm still panicking because with my husband, he's got to walk to a different aisle to get something, or he gets
yeah.
distracted because he's real squirrely. I love him, but he'll get distracted over here, and
Hmm.
I turn around and he's gone. Or for my kids, especially my girls,
Hmm.
um, the world's a scary place right now,
Oh, it is. It's
and there's a lot of things happening. And so when I'm with my girls in the store, I have to have eyes on them at
hmm
all times because what if someone snatches them? You know,
or just
anything
anything could
like that.
happen.
And so having a dog and going to the store as an independent
Hmm.
with my dog, I feel like would kind of relieve some of that paranoia.
Hmm.
At first, I'm sure it won't because, like you said, I will be nervous about having the dog out in public.
Yeah.
Um, but I think that would help a lot with a lot of that anxiousness and paranoia in the store also
Hmm.
because I don't have to worry about where my companion is. My
Exactly.
companion's right here.
Yeah. We recently went to a group training. Um, where was that at? Oh, I forget where it was at. But anyways, it was at Sam's.
Oh,
Okay, so there were three dogs with total, but Stanley was like, "Okay, everybody, we got to stay together."
yeah.
He was like in charge of. He'd look back, "Are you guys with me here?"
Are
Um,
you tracking?
he was like, "I want to get everybody together here. I want everybody to stay together."
Oh, he's such a good
Um,
dog.
yeah, he's an excellent dog.
But he's intelligent too, and you can see that through the training.
Mm-hmm.
Like you were saying, him becoming the leader in a situation with new dogs. Like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I'm a professional at this. Follow me.
Yep.
Him being able to do that, and I feel like by the time you graduate and your dog is on that level,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like not only will you see, like I'm hoping to not only see a difference in myself over a year,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm hoping to see a difference in the dog
Oh,
over a year.
for sure. And I bet you will. I mean,
Yeah,
your dog will probably do things that'll amaze you,
yeah,
and you go, "Wow!" I mean, just
yeah,
out of the blue,
yeah.
and one of the toughest things for him was to do paw, like to open
Oh,
doors,
touch. Yeah,
or and we tried and tried and tried, and he just,
wouldn't do it.
and one day, bam! So he's there hitting
Hey,
doors now, So,
good job.
it's sometimes I've seen it just takes longer for a particular thing. Sometimes I just don't like doing a certain thing,
So
you
my
know.
son's gonna probably murder me in my sleep for sharing this information. But so he did not talk, and
Hmm.
he was not potty trained at
Hmm.
4 years old.
Okay.
Not for lack of trying.
Yeah.
He was in speech therapy. I tried every potty trick in the book to get him to go to the potty, and he
Mhm.
wouldn't. And then one day he walks up to me, hands me his pull up, and says, "I'm not a baby. I don't need this anymore."
Just
What?
just like flip the
And then
leaf.
he walks away and he turns around. "I love you, mom." He just talked to me and told me he didn't need a pull up any. Like, what's happening here? So I told his speech therapist, I said, I don't know what you guys are doing,
Yeah.
but he's speaking whole sentences. He just doesn't want to. He didn't want to talk. He didn't want to use the potty. And then but he had been observing, because my son, he's wicked smart.
Mm-hmm.
He was observing everybody. He was listening to what everyone was saying. In his mind, he already knew how to talk. He just didn't feel like it. And so one day he just decided, today is the day that I'm going to tell my mom for the first time, and I'm going to give her my pull up. And I took him to the store and we got some big boy underwear. He put them on. Golden ever since, hadn't stopped talking. He's one of the funniest people I know. But I feel like dogs are the same way too.
Most definitely.
Maybe they just don't want to.
Yeah.
That's just their personality. I don't feel like it right now.
And well, just like people, they have good days and bad days.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there's certain days that, Stanley, get out of bed, slime, we gotta go,
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna lay here a little longer, It's like,
not yet.
But it's just part of us right now.
Yeah.
It's become so common. Like I said, I talk to him like he's a person.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you had the opportunity to talk to another veteran right now about what you know about the program, what would you say to them?
First of all, I would say take a breath.
Take a breath.
Take a breath. Then I would say taking on a service dog is a big commitment.
Yes.
And, for starters, you need to make sure that, you're committed to the program.
Exactly.
Don't join the program and then decide you don't want to do the program and there's a dog, trapped in the middle. If you don't feel like you're in a place right now where you can commit for whatever the reason, just wait. Hope Lives Here is a program that's there to help you, not hurt you.
We'll be here.
Yeah.
We're here today. We'll be here tomorrow.
Yeah. So. And if you feel like, okay, I'm ready to do this commitment, do it. Don't hesitate. Think about it. Think it all the way through. But don't find excuses to not do it. You'll never know if you don't try. And, this is a big step, but it's a life-changing experience.
Exactly.
And it might be rock bottom now, but you don't stay there. And this is a place that will help bring you out of that rock bottom and help you resurface and breathe again. A lot of times I think veterans are so overwhelmed with things that they're going through that it's like suffocating almost because you just feel like you can't catch your breath. There's always a big emotion about something, overstimulation, anxiety, depression, all those things just start to take over. And it's like, I can't catch my breath sometimes. But coming here, it's like coming up for fresh air for the first time in a long time. And, this program has not just changed your life, but it's changed so many other veterans' lives.
Most definitely.
And I mean, I would tell any veteran that wanted to do this to come here and to commit to it, because taking care of yourself, like you said, self-care is important, and self-care also includes mental health.
Yes. Oh, exactly.
So
more than you realize it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, it's there's a lot of people that they probably should go through some type of therapy or get some help.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, there's a stigma attached to it. But one of the nice things here is you're around other veterans that have gone through the same thing and what have you. So there's some comfort in that, I think.
I agree. Yeah. I agree. And it's like we talked about earlier, all military and veterans are like one big dysfunctional family, but I'm not even in the program yet, and I feel, that family pool where it's a very relaxed environment. I was very apprehensive coming to the meet and greet. It was not great for me. just as it was great, but for me as an individual, it was a lot for me to handle, which is why I brought my husband, and Brooke
Yeah.
was totally fine with that. My
Mm.
kids have even come up here.
Yeah.
Um, but, you
Family
know,
is always welcome.
yeah. But that it really made a difference because I didn't feel like I was a donation.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't feel like I was just another service dog number that they could post on their millions of whatever on their site. I didn't want to be a number. And coming through here, I felt like a person, and I felt seen, and I felt heard.
Exactly.
And I mean, I struggled deeply. And if I can do this, anybody can do this.
No, that's me. Okay. No.
So,
well, you have the luxury of having family, and
yeah,
and I hope that they're not the ones being trained, but I hope it becomes a family affair.
oh yeah, they're excited about it.
Okay, good.
I had to explain to them about Not Your Person.
Mm-hmm.
My girls saw it. They're not fans of it.
Yeah. Well,
but and Brooke explained at the end of the day, the dog is a dog, and so I remember talking to her during group last month and asking her because they were talking about petting other people petting your dog. Um, and so I asked her. I said, "Well, can we have our dog where when the vest is on, you don't touch the dog. When the vest is off, the dog's a dog."
Yeah.
And she said, "Oh yeah, that's like absolutely
they have to be dogs at some time."
Yeah, that's exactly how it's supposed to work.
Yeah.
And so when I told my kids, I was like, "Okay, so when the vest is off, we can love the dog." They were very excited.
Yeah.
And we're so used to, I lost 2 dogs this last year.
I'm sorry.
But the dog we had for 14 years, we're really missing. Especially me, because he was my dog. He was a black lab. He wasn't, he didn't have long hair. He had short hair, but he was a black lab and a pit mix. Pits are so underrated, and
exactly.
It's so upsetting.
we see a lot of pits come through here.
Yeah.
There's a very high percentage that most dogs have some pit in them.
Oh yeah. But I tell you what, he had pit in him, but he was the best. Yeah. He was the best dog. And so he did help me a lot, even though he was not a trained service dog or an emotional support dog. He was just my dog, and he knew what I needed.
Exactly.
And so, that's a big piece of me that's missing. And I know my family misses having a little doggy running around, which I don't feel like I'm having a little doggy. It's a big dog because I need mobility support. Which is even more exciting. So we've been, well, not I, because, but I've been instructing my children on how to move the furniture around the way I want it, so that we have a nice big open space areas. So that the dog can tear through there and not hurt anybody. Yeah. So they're excited for that.
Well, good. Because I think they're going to play an important part.
Yeah.
In all of that.
Oh yeah, I am very blessed when it comes to my family. We are very, very tight knit. And I mean, that includes my kids, not just me and my husband. That's my kids also. And so we stick together. We're a tribe, and we take care of each other. And so, they're ready for this.
Well, good. I think that the ties will be important.
Yeah.
Overall, and I think they're going to find everything very rewarding as well. So.
Yeah, and the support from them, that's huge. And my heart goes out to those veterans that don't have a support system. And I would talk to any veteran anytime if it meant making a difference for them.
A difference.
And because not all veterans are married, not all veterans have kids, not all veterans have families.
Exactly.
And so going through these things by yourself is a lot. Having a support system really helps.
It does.
But for those that are thinking about the program or aren't even sure about the program, they're just hearing about it for the first time and they're interested. That's one thing that stood out and was different about this place.
Good. Is there anything that you would like to add that we may not have covered or anything?
So,
Okay.
we had a good conversation.
Oh, yeah. I learned a lot. Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Working Lead Podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, or leave a comment. If you would like to get some more information about our program, please go to hlltexas.org to get some more information. And thank you once again for joining us. Have a great day.
Yep.
Will that work?
Yep.
Okay.